Hello, everybody. Today, I wanted to present you with my story of first off, who I was, why I got into fitness, and give you a little bit of an understanding about me. And hopefully, that this can give you a little bit of direction on your own fitness journey. And I can explain some of the struggles, some of the positives, and some of the stuff that I would have done a little bit different now. So, this was me in my teenagers up to my early, like 21 age. I used to have a nickname called Fat Ray for many years, all through school, and it was around me for a while, to be honest. And I did used to drink a lot of alcohol. I've done all that kind of stuff. I used to party a lot. I used to have all that kind of lifestyle. Now, I never really knew much about fitness or gyms or nutrition that much because the lifestyle that we kind of had grown up like was kind of like fast food and like most of us as kids and stuff like that. We like a little bit. We like some cakes. We like some ice creams. We like all this stuff, but I wouldn't have them genetics to be able to eat what I want and not have a big waist. So then I had some more pictures, but I actually remember then that I got involved in a fitness instructor course in in the world. And I started to become a fitness instructor and then went on to become a personal trainer. Now, years ago, when you became a personal trainer, it took you over a year. Like it was a it was very hard to qualify. It was like you were given like case studies. I spent 1 year to become a fitness instructor, lifeguard, spin instructor, and it was a whole year of like 5 days a week. It was like going to a college. So back then, like it was a very, very long time to become a personal trainer, and it was also difficult to pass. So I think that process took me about 3 years, but I learned about strength training, I learned about muscle building, I learned about nutrition, I learned about macronutrients back then. I learned like people think calories is a new thing. Back when I was doing my courses, we were doing all these macronutrients and if it fits your macros, and it wasn't that new. So that's what I just wanted to say. So back then I started to learn about all that stuff, learned about muscle protein synthesis. I've learned about how muscle grows, how we lose weight, how we keep it off. And then as a personal trainer, I remember this was my third personal training job. Now, to date, I've worked in 10 gyms throughout the world. I've taken 3 internships. I continually study and grow throughout that process. I've done well over 10 to 20 different qualifications. But I think the best learning is coaching people hands on and one to one and seminars and working in groups, but also understanding how to read the research and how to read books on people. Because there's good quality books if you can get them that are peer reviewed researchers. Now, are also good experts in the field. And then, like before social media, we used to have a lot of seminars. So years ago, you used to get your information from buying a seminar, and you'd buy that for about 3 or 400. Like, and you'd watch that seminar and you'd learn a lot out of that seminar. And be very, very beneficial it would. That's how we learned years ago. But I remember this job. Let me tell you a little bit about it, guys. This job was an internship, and there was loads of other personal trainers on that internship with me, and like they were better than me. Like, and I don't mind. I don't mind all that. Who's better? He's better. Like at the end of the day, I have an open mind. I like to learn, and I still have an open mind, and I'm highly adaptable as an individual. So I don't really care who's better than me or who's not. And that's just telling you honestly the reason I'm telling that. But the thing is, when you go into personal training, you have to learn how to run a business. And I think the difference in me is I would talk and speak to anyone, and I've a good work ethic, I've good dedication. And not to be honest, I look quite handsome in that picture, let's be honest as well, too. So we don't know why I done it, but I succeeded anyhow. Took me a year, and then I ended up saying to myself, you know what? I want to go over to Australia and I want to go over and learn from Australians. I always had that as a passion. So this fella here is Alexander Thomas. He's the founder of Sports Nutrition Australia. He now founded that now. He actually mentored me and taught me loads of stuff about nutrition, training, and he also taught me that was the gym where he had me and he used to train me in there and had me working in there, everything. And he mentored me for a couple of years and he was incredible. Now, a lot of these were like fitness model coaches back then themselves. A lot of these are top coaches themselves. So I was around that. This was called an accredited sports nutritionist course. And that was one of the great experiences. I spent 2 years over there and I ended up getting this guy here to coach me for a couple of fitness model competitions and developed a lot of relationships. I still have friends over there now. It was a great experience, unbelievable experience, because inside of the gym that Alex had as well, you would not be allowed to load anybody with an injury. And you would have to like when you were going through nutrition, like there was a metabolic health system where if someone was outside of my scope of practice, they had a disease, they had anything gone wrong, or they would go to referral, you wouldn't be allowed to coach them. And I think that's a great standard to hold in the fitness industry now. And I still kind of hold that, from learning that this is the standard and this is the professionalism that we want to bring to the fitness industry. And it's the same with injury because there used to be a functional movement screen. It still gets used now, and the functional movement screen used to give you like I think it was seven different tests to just to see like if someone's not moving correctly, because you don't want to be loading dysfunctional movement patterns and causing injury in the future. So we used to fix them in the foundation. It was a great model, unbelievable model. Then I went back to Dublin after 2 years in Australia, and I ended up in total training in the Herbert and Leisure with Christopher, Robert, and Paul. And Aaron. Aaron was there too. And these were an amazing group. I spent 2 years there. We worked in personal training, everything that we done, but it was an unbelievable 2 years. Also to get to meet great friends, great people around you that are still friends today. So that was an amazing time. But during my time there, I was also said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna set myself a goal. I want to compete as a fitness model and I want to do it. So I said to myself over the year, sat down with Robbie and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna put all what I learned in Australia to practice and everything I know about science and let's put it to practice. So this was me, and this is me trying to pose over here. As you can see, I wasn't a great poser, and when I sent that to somebody, he says, "You have a long way to go, right?" Like I just wanted to see what this was like. So all of a sudden, this was this was the first one. See this one here. I done this about 4 months as a test because I just wanted to test myself and see like did I make any mistakes? Because you can make a lot of mistakes when you get lean. Like you can overeat, you can bloat, you can get things wrong. And I ended up then in the summer that year of placing really well in this one here. And if you look at the difference in them pictures over, and this was over a 6 month period, to be honest. So if you actually listen to me, guys, if you get someone that understands nutrition, understands training, understands stress management, understands hydration, understands blood work, understands hormonal adaptations to training, you can make significant progress with patience and consistency. But as you can see, this here was not a quick fix. Like I was in okay shape here, but this is nearly 7 months of work. You get me? And I didn't really drop my calories that much because you don't always need to keep dropping calories. And you're on extreme low calories. Like I think I done this on about 2200, 2100. I still have the stuff there I have off that. I still have the spreadsheets. End up doing three competitions that year. It was a good experience, but what happened was then I ended up right there rebounding. That's what happened to me. Going to Canada and then I rebounded. And I remember one Christmas about a year later looking at myself in the oak. And I remember rebounding and like I gained a lot. Like it's can you see how you can go from this to this? And that's when I started to experience yo-yo dieting and how yo-yo dieting and overeating and the standards that we have every day, the daily disciplines, the rituals, what can happen if you don't take control of that, you know? So all of a sudden, this I started to then hire a coach and I got myself back down to this. And it took me about 2 years because I done it really, really patiently, took me time, built skills, built habits, built eating behaviors, and I was also traveling a lot too. This is where I started to found right. Then like during Canada, it was when I went online in my time in Canada, and I found it like I said, I'm gonna bring Ray McKenna Fitness online, and I'm gonna bring it out to what I need to do to be able to help more people. Then I started to use my fitness model knowledge and started to transform the bodies of other people. I started to make a lot of transformations on other people, and I was known as a transformation coach. But then I started to look at a more holistic part of it, like how do we actually improve different skill acquisites, not just the before and after. But during my time in Canada, I did get to travel. Do not think I went to Canada and didn't see the great Lake Louise, Banff, and I actually lived here for a couple of months, but also lived in Toronto, lived in Vancouver, and I got to travel all around most of this beautiful country because the gym I was working at, right, for about a couple of years, it closed with COVID. You remember COVID happened? I was in Canada for COVID, and it was like, no way. Look what's just after happening. So that's what happened. Then during my times in Canada, I did upskill myself with many different qualifications. This is a postgraduate diploma in performance nutrition and physiology, and this is like a master class that goes on for a year too. It is a master's, and I done that. And with that, I end up coming back to Europe, and I end up going for an internship at Real Madrid Football Club. Collected my master's degree in Spain. So and I always write that no matter where you start, you can rewrite your whole story. And this took me over nearly 2 years. This is another unbelievable. Like if you look at the dedication that went into that postgraduate diploma, we done 900 hours of cutting edge applied science. We answered 1,729 questions, 70 hours of lectures, 5 case studies. This is actually a master's right now. This qualification today, and then a master's degree in sports training, which is strength and conditioning, with some of the best coaches in Spain. So it's been an unbelievable journey. And I just wanted to go back. You remember these pictures, guys? I just lost you, and I knew it. But when them competitions were over, I went from that to that. So I done a reverse diet after them competitions before Canada. I just didn't. I forgot to set them pictures up correctly. Sorry. And I did try bulk because it's not good to get lean all the time. It's not good to be always cutting. You need to put yourself into bulks. And you can do a lean bulk if you're able to. If you, number one is to do a lean bulk, you have to measure the energy expenditure, which is the energy output, consistently, and do check-ins with your weight, your body composition, photographs, and make sure that your training is progressively moving up on a week to week and month to month basis. All right. Because if you get them key things in, you can actually develop yourself a really, really good body. And you don't have to be dieting all the time. All right. Now, this is me today, as I show you. After all of what I've done, I remember when I regained all that weight, I said to myself, you know what? I just want to be able to get myself in shape and stay in shape and keep in shape. And that's what I do today. So I like to work on 10 pillars. I like to make sure that my blood panel is good, my gut microbiota is good, my social well-being is good, my psychology is good, my mental wellness is okay. I'm working with therapists, anything that I need in them areas. My nutrition is okay, meaning I allow myself a little bit of food freedom, eating out with friends, eating out with different people on occasions. This is where I believe in nutrition, and also being able to improve my cardiovascular system, and which is my aerobic system, to improve my fitness levels, to be able to have pain-free movement as much as possible. You're never going to get that perfect. You're always going to, if you're progressing in the gym and you're training hard and you have everything in check, you're still going to get aches and pains. That's where we need to know when to take rest days and when to take rest weeks or whatever you need to do. My sleep is good, my stress management is good, and my spirituality is good too. Don't get scared of that. So I hope this gave you help. And if you ever want to improve what I call human performance by not just improving, getting yourself into shape and staying in shape without spending time in the gym or without spending hours in the gym or following extremely restrictive diets that are not sustainable and be able to improve your blood panel, start measuring your hormones a little bit more, start also improving your sleep quality, your social life, all that. Please let me know if I can help you in any way and drop me a message at any time on Ray McKenna on Facebook or Coach Ray at Instagram. You are very, very welcome whatsoever at any time. And I really look forward to hearing from you. And I hope you got value out of this video.